he's dealing with could have a confidence problem? What do you think's going on with Tom?
I don't think it's a confidence problem whatsoever. It's just still it's not lack of trust. It's just lack of continuity within the offense of the whole picture.
It seems like over the last few weeks that Tom's accuracy has been off from what we saw maybe in the first half of the season. Are you seeing anything changing there with him?
Other than the deep ball, I think he's getting confused a few times with coverage. That might be causing some inaccurate balls, but I don't see it at all in practice. We're not missing the deep ball in practice, that's for sure. So it's just a matter on Sundays hitting them.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on into First Take. Look at this crew we got right here. Max Kellerman, Ryan Clark, I'm Charlie Arnold. And gentlemen, want to tell you happy early Thanksgiving. As we all know, Thanksgiving marks the season of giving. And as you just heard, Bruce Arians, he is giving out yet another critique of his quarterback, Tom Brady. This is the third time this season he has done so. So, Max, I got to ask you, what is going on with Arians and Tom Brady?
Well, first, I hear a lot of speculation that Arians didn't want AB there, and there's some tension there, and Brady's getting the stuff he wants, so Arians is kind of going back at him. I don't actually read it that way. Let me start by saying they're 7-4. You know what they were supposed to be around right now? 7-4. That's actually a little better than I thought they'd be. Like the Bucs were 7-9 last season, and with average quarterback play, they'd have been 9-7. And Brady is still an average quarterback. Oh, how could you say that about Brady? I told you a couple years ago he's going to be just a guy. He defied that prediction, and he's better than just a guy. You can see that. Max. But not way better. You know, Brady has given you, by the way, by QBR, by everything, has given you, not just this season, but last season too, average quarterback play plus. I'll give him a plus because he's a leader, and the bottom line is, look at his team's win-loss records. That has a lot to do with quarterback play. I believe in quarterback win-losses, and he's been very good. So I'll give him better than just average, but the point is, if you substitute Jameis Winston with an average or better than average quarterback, 9 wins. 9.5 wins, I think, is what Vegas had as the over-under, and take the over, so take 10 or 11 wins. They're on pace to do more or less what they were supposed to do. People who were like, all they could see is Tom Brady, oh my God, they're going to win 12 or 13 games. That I don't think was ever supposed to happen. The odds makers didn't think it would, so they're on pace. Now let's look at Arians. What has he done so far? Every time Arians has pushed a button, it seems to be the right one with Brady. Week 1, they lose to the Saints. And there, you could see COVID, they couldn't practice together. The Saints have continuity in their offense. By the way, they also didn't look that good. Arians comes out, he's critical publicly of Tom Brady. Look at this, guys. I can criticize Tom Brady. If Brady has to get in line, you all have to get in line. And I'm trying to motivate Brady, right? How does Brady respond? Excellently, they win. Now, it's against the Panthers. Panthers don't have a good record, but they're not a god-awful team, you know? They're not a winning team, but okay, there are much worse teams than the Panthers. Again, it happens a little bit later on, right? Against the Bears. Against the Bears, they lose, and Brady doesn't come through. He forgets, he loses track of downs. And what does Arians come out and say? He defends Brady. He covers for him. He lies for him. Obviously, Brady lost track of downs. And then Brady covers for Arians by not answering the question directly so he doesn't make his coach a liar. And how does Brady and the team respond? They beat the brakes off the Packers. They beat the brakes off them. And then they get on a roll, right? So far, Arians is pushing the right buttons. When to be honest, when to lie, when to back him up, when to make an example of him, when to motivate him. It happens again. The Saints this time, and now the Bucs are favored to win, beat the brakes off the Bucs the way the Bucs beat the Packers. And what does Arians do? He comes out and he's critical again. And what happens? Now, maybe they're just getting healthy against Carolina, right? Because they beat the Panthers again, beat them up good. But they also got healthy against the Packers, who were really on a roll at the time. So now they're going into a game against the Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, the best team in football with the best quarterback who ever lived. Let's be honest. The level Mahomes is playing at now, only Aaron Rodgers has ever touched, and that includes Tom Brady. He's just more physically gifted. They have weapons everywhere, but Chiefs have looked a little vulnerable, haven't they? I mean, even going back to the playoff run in the Super Bowl, they've been vulnerable. And the Bucs do have an excellent defense. And they do have a Brady who should be motivated after a loss. And they do have weapons. And so once again, Arians is pushing the buttons. And Ryan, the thing about Arians pushing these buttons is he's just being honest. He can just answer questions honestly. And in answering them honestly, he will motivate Brady, set an example for the team, and we should get the best version of the Bucs against KC.
Well, the thing is, though, we're not always getting the best version of Brady after these losses. And you are right. Bruce Arians is just being honest. And what we're not used to is coaches being honest about star quarterbacks. We're not used to hearing where exactly a player made a mistake. But that's about relationship as well. Listen, these guys are dating, right? This isn't a marriage. They're not trying to be together for the next 15, the next 20 years. They're not trying to be Bill Belichick and Tom Brady part 2. They understand that this thing is short term. They understand that we are looking for a nice, great time, not a long time. So they need to win right now. So he doesn't have to hedge his bet with Tom Brady or make Tom Brady feel comfortable by the things that he says in his press conferences. He could just answer the questions that are being asked. And that's what he did. And he's only talking about football, right? He's talking about the actual football play, the stuff that we can all see. And Bill and Bruce Arians' bigger issue with Tom Brady is that on the practice field, he knows these things work, right? Because what's coming into question now, right? Why are you throwing the football so deep? That's not Tom Brady's game. That's not necessarily what's made him successful throughout his career. But we all know that's the way that Bruce Arians plays football. And when you have Godwin, when you have Mike Evans, when you have AB, when you have Gronk, you're going to want to push the ball down the field because you have the weapons that can do it. And what he's saying is those dudes are open. What he's saying is I am right. I'm making the right calls, right? I'm pulling the right levers. Our quarterback is not connecting. And that's just the truth. And to think that you believe, right, that you believe in some way Tom Brady needs external motivation is crazy to me. Dude don't need external motivation. He built a whole platform on the way that he preserves himself in order to be able to play while he's ancient. That's part of who he is. That's part of his motivation. That's the reason he looked like a smushed donut when he came out of school and his face is slim, because he's put himself in position to win. The dude said, if you want to beat me, you're going to have to be willing to die. That ain't got nothing to do with Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is expressing his frustration with knowing that things should be working differently, and the quarterback he got ain't doing it. And that's what... Go ahead.
Look. I think you bring up a very good point, because we knew there was tension philosophically in bringing Brady into a place where the motto is no risk it, no biscuit, and you bring in a dink and dunk quarterback, which is what Brady's been. Don't tell me when he shows, he basically tweeted that at me, right? Like 61 miles an hour on the radar gun or whatever, because you know as you get older, you have to muscle that more. It's not, that's why he overthrows down the field at times, right? It's not that he can't throw the fastball, it's that he can't control it the way he used to because it takes more effort now. So, but like putting that aside, there's that tension between the no risk it, no biscuit and the dinking and dunking. You know, I get that. In terms of external motivation, though, let me ask you a question. I would never question Brady's internal motivation. I wouldn't question Kobe Bryant's or Michael Jordan's or Derek Jeter's or any of the greats like that, the 5-time plus champions, right? Those guys, I get it, but it's not like just because you're internally motivated, there is no external motivation. It's not like just because this one can go to 11. You can always be at 10, but then some adrenaline kicks in, and now you're capable of going to a place that you're not normally capable of going, which is why some of these guys play even better in the playoffs, right? Do you think it's coincidence that Tom Brady played that kind of game against the Packers and had the whole team on point against the Packers after the debacle against the Bears?
But see,
was that a coincidence,
yes,
or was that a motivated Brady doing his best?
Max, no, it wasn't though. But see, though, like that's my issue. That's my issue with maybe the whole media world. Right? It's when they come back and play extremely well against the Green Bay Packers, nobody gives anybody else any credit. It's, oh, look at Tom Brady's leadership. Look at the way Tom Brady got the team together because Tom Brady cussed out the O-line on the sideline. No, That was Bruce Arians, right? Because what we came in and what we said, even though we talked about the 4th down that he thought was the 5th down that should have been coming, even with all that, what we said was Bruce Arians failed Tom Brady that day because the team is undisciplined. And so now when everything gets fixed, though, it's Tom Brady? No. What you don't remember about the Green Bay Packers game is Tom Brady didn't go crazy because he didn't have to. Because when they were down